Welcome to Voice of the Vatican, Cathy. We are so happy to have you with us today.
Oh, it's my honor. Thank you for having me, Ashley.
Well, Cathy Greenberg, of course, you are dubbed the First Lady of Happiness and a best-selling author, and we'd love to hear more about your work. What does it mean to be the First Lady of Happiness?
Well, I laugh when people say that because I was actually born a glass half empty, and it has taken a lifetime to be a glass half full. But it's something I enjoy, and I know that the universe and God tests me every day to make sure that I am diligent, and the more I practice, the better I get.
So you mean to tell me happiness can be learned?
Happiness is a formula. It's 50% what we would call our makeup, just how we are. Some people call that genetics. But the reality is the other 50% is very workable. 40% of it is actions of behavior, attitude, and body. What are you doing? Who are you doing it with? Are you eating? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping? Are you resting well? And are you exercising well and having relationships with people who make you feel well? The other 10%, simple. It's circumstances, and they will change. So the 40% make up all that you need to be the happiest you need to be.
Well, that's exciting to hear that it's something that's attainable for all of us.
It is, and I promise you, I have been one of the most unhappy people in the world at different times in my life, and I remember I'm in control of that. It's my actions, my choices, my behaviors, and my responses to things that make a difference.
Would you tell us about your books?
Well, there was a series of books that I did on happiness, and they started back in 2005 with a wonderful man by the name of Dr. Dan Baker. He started a series called What Happy People Know. And then I followed up, and Dan and I wrote What Happy Women Know. And our #2 New York Times bestselling book, What Happy Working Mothers Know, was done with Barrett Avigdor. Barrett and I were both members of a large organization called Accenture, and we were working together. She was actually in the general counsel's office. I was a global managing partner, and we worked very, very carefully all over the world with thousands of wonderful people who were mothers, who were working mothers, and fathers who were working parents. So the book is called What Happy Working Mothers Know, but it's for anyone who loves, works with, or simply needs to manage or team with a working mother.
Okay.
Yes, now we have a new series. So we went from happiness equals profit, which was the motto for those books, looking carefully at our special operators in the military and paramilitary organizations, executives, sports athletes, Olympic athletes, and wonderful executives from around the world, and humanitarians. And when we looked at all the skills that they poured into being the best they could be, we came up with what we call the principles of fearless leading, which are now in our new series called Fearless Leaders. And that particular series has a book called Fearless Leaders Sharpen Your Focus, which I did with T.C. North, who is a sports coach. And we now have several books in the series that will be launching in 2016 and 2017.
How would you say, in your experience, Cathy, that happiness, that leadership, and faith are linked?
They are, because when you are truly being the best you can be, and you move through that happiness equals profit to mastering your mindfulness and sharpening your focus, you truly become fearless. And fearless equals freedom. You have the spirit, the mind, and the body working together, and the talents and skills and experiences that you've had in life combine and create brilliance, emotional brilliance. And we build on that through what we call the art of fearless leading. And that's ARTE. We do cheat a little bit on the spelling. It's act with inspiring courage, respond with resilience, think from a higher consciousness, and engage with a mindset for success. And when we do that, we combine all the wonderful things in our world that make us human. And becoming human is what we're intended to do all the time. Always grow, always be a better leader, a better human being, a better parent, a better partner, a better person, a better neighbor. And it's an amazing journey that anyone can engage in.
And of course, we must, as you're saying, Cathy, have that freedom to be able to choose to do these things. Pope John Paul II used to speak about this, that authentic freedom is not being able to do anything you want, but being able to choose the right thing to do.
Yes.
And this certainly sounds like a formula to achieve that.
And when Pope Francis came to Philadelphia, there were posters everywhere saying, choose freedom, choose happiness, choose courage. So it was a great resonance with our message.
Now, I know that a hero of yours is Mother Teresa.
She is.
Would you tell me a little bit about your admiration for Mother?
Mother Teresa has always been an icon of mine because, unlike most people, what I enjoy most about her is her love and compassion for those who are suffering. And in my life, I have had a lot of illness and a lot of suffering. And in essence, her words touched me and healed me. And to this day, my purpose is to do the same for others. So I work with the special operators in the military and paramilitary of my own choosing. I work with many war colleges, universities. I work with many organizations, and I try to donate as much of my time as I can in an effort to help our elite warriors help others and serve them while they're serving us. And many of them are in pain and suffering, emotionally, mentally, physically, and they deserve our support. And Mother Teresa is just one of those many heroes. My other hero is actually very much living and alive, and that is Monsignor Michael Mannion.
Of the Camden Diocese?
Yes,
Okay.
and at Discovery House, where I have visited and just fortunate to conduct some of these retreats with Monsignor Michael Mannion. He loves to be called Father Mike. We are doing some very unique psycho-spiritual retreats for the community, and that includes both law enforcement, military, paramilitary, and industry leaders. And we're delighted to be sharing insights on spirit, mind, and body. So I handle the leadership and neuroscience components, and Father is brilliant at interjecting spirit and harmony and psalms and things that people can reach into themselves and feel. It's not you hear them, you reach into yourself and you feel them. And he just makes all of us better people. And that's what we talk about in leadership: emotional intelligence, emotional brilliance, knowing oneself enough to know how to manage others and to see those relationships create interpersonal opportunities for better decision-making and stress tolerance. And it builds well-being for everyone. So it's a give and take. It's becoming human, and it's been a miracle that Father has been in my life and has helped my work tremendously.
How lovely. What a gift. Cathy, would you talk to us about your work in leadership and about the connection between moral integrity, moral leadership, and how that fits into this?
It's a fascinating subject because I was just working with the National Tactical Officers Association, which is the national organization in the United States which supports SWAT. And between the Babylon situation that we had in Paris, the point of shooter activities, the active shooter activities, San Bernardino, Orlando, I could go on and on, but we don't need to be reminded of all these horrible terrorist activities. But these are brave men and women who are fighting a battle on our behalf every day. And we just decided that we are going to be publishing a new book for the 2017 conference, and we are going to be conducting training in 5 key leadership areas, and they are personal mastery, which relates to emotional intelligence, technical savvy, how you use equipment, cameras, and things that they're now going to be wearing to do a better job and be more ethical and be better if you were warriors at work.
Okay.
They're also learning diversity of style matters, gender, age, different backgrounds, different cultures. People come from all over now to become not only military professionals, paramilitary. We have the OGAs, the other government agencies, FBI, CIA, HRT, which is hostage rescue teams for the FBI. So all of these individuals come together at this organization. And what we realized was the icing on the cake was moral courage. And in order to be the best leader you can be in command of spontaneous troops, coming in hot and hard into a situation, you must be in control of yourself at all times. You don't know what you're going to face, and you don't know who you're going to face. And when you have 60 or 300 or 2 hostages at risk, it's a matter of what we would call the life of the individuals that you're saving, the life of the individual who may be possibly perpetrating some horrible crime or evil. And so looking at those different components of a situation create tension, and the brain can easily get hijacked, and an individual can easily make a wrong decision that can cost many people, both innocent and not so innocent, their lives. So moral courage is very important.
Cathy, do you have any last thoughts to share with our viewers?
Any person who wants to be more positive, more optimistic, more loving, more forgiving, more compassionate, and most of all, more courageous, simply need to make the choice. Just make the choice, and then let the actions, attitudes, behaviors follow. And you'd be surprised just how fearless you can be.
Praise God. Cathy, thank you so much for being with us here today on Voice of the Vatican. It's a delight to have you.